All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Come, who do we have today? Wow, quite a bit of people. Okay, so guys, you guys are here already. Please, you all know the usual shit. Please turn on your webcam, okay? Because this is not a fucking podcast. Okay, if it's podcast, I'll get Leah or Kenny or James to kick you all out. Okay, okay, because this, as you all know, with all our classes and all our coaching calls, always be interactive one. Okay, so Kai Chin, okay, Terrence, okay, Jasper, okay, Aurela, you guys can turn on your.
I'm driving, rushing home. I'll get back.
Okay.
ASAP.
Okay, okay. Hey, don't have shit happen to you. Next thing I want is to claim for you.
Drive safely, please.
Yeah, drive safely. Okay. So, people, good fucking afternoon, guys. Obviously today's session, of course, with me with Alvan. Today's session is gonna be amazing. Okay, trust me. Okay. Now, before I go into that, okay, before I go into the session and all that stuff, okay. Now you guys know today is Friday. We have the entire week behind us almost. You know, the weekdays and we and all their stuff. Okay, but let's start off with some gratitude. Okay, people. So let's start off with just share in the Zoom chat. What is the one thing you guys are grateful for? You know, it could be today, it could be yesterday, it could be whatever, anything that in your life. Okay, just one thing you guys are really, really grateful for in your lives. Okay, just one thing. Come, time inside the Zoom chat. Alvan fast. Okay, Alvan start the war on. Yeah, he's grateful to be here. Okay, that's great. Alright, grateful for the catch up with my colleagues early on. Great, great, great. Come, the rest of you. Rest of you, come. Hey, it's only one damn thing. Okay, it's only one thing you're grateful for. Bloody hell, y'all. Okay. Vivian for receiving assurance whenever need. Great. Javen, grateful to be part of this Zoom session to learn. Yeah, this is fantastic. Ashley, grateful for water. Yeah, more water, less alcohol. Ashley. Okay. Edmund, grateful to be alive and kicking. It's fantastic. Joel, being healthy and having a supportive fam. Fucking important. That's brilliant. Fadli, grateful for having great health. Spencer, grateful to meet Alvan. Stella. A few minutes inside. Grateful for you already, Alvan. I think Alvan, everybody is expecting this. Ready to see you receive gold nuggets. Grateful for very supportive.
Pleasure. Must give everything.
Great. Grateful for opportunity to come. Grateful to be safe and sound. Yeah, come on. Xiao Shi, what the fuck? This is crazy. Xiao Shi is grateful for being able to drink bubble tea today. Damn funny. It's fantastic. Phoebe, grateful for community. Okay, brilliant, guys. So, yeah, Jiahui, grateful to learn. All right, people. Today you guys are really in for a treat. Okay, and before we go into the introduction and really into the interview and this masterclass over here, more of a masterclass rather than an interview. Okay, but we, Alvan and I will just interact in our way. But I think there's three things. 2 to 3 things that I feel like you guys need to know. Okay, now this session, firstly, right, in order to maximize your learnings from these next 1.5 hours, right, I have a few things that I want you guys to do. Okay, number one is to always make sure you have your fucking materials up, whether it's your Google Doc, notes, or whatever it is. Okay, because if you guys going to sit here and listen and all that stuff, pseudo learner, you're just going to go in and nothing's gonna be in reality. Okay, so make sure your materials are out, right? And I want you guys, right, to really understand. You see, Alvan is going to say a lot of things. Alvan is going to give very deep insights, right? But I also want you guys not only to just write down, but also to really consider these insights and how can it be applicable in your business. Okay, so this is even more important than just like typing down all that stuff. Okay, and more importantly, if you guys have questions, okay, if you have time, we'll do a 10-15 minutes Q&A at the end of the session. Okay, where you can ask your questions in Zoom chat, and then of course Alvan will answer them. Okay, can now second thing is in order for this masterclass to be very, very productive and for us to be really learning, okay, this will be interactive. Can everybody show a raise of hands if you guys are okay with that? You'll be interactive. Good. Can means you can interact in the chat box and all their stuff. Okay, so that's the second one. Okay, and then obviously now please go and ask your questions at the end of the day. Okay, so guys, if you guys are ready, are you guys ready to start? If you guys are ready, just type yes inside the chat box. If you guys are ready, just type fucking yes in the chat box. Okay, because
Can I say
this-
I'm not ready? Joking again, everyone.
Okay, so guys, so some introduction. Okay, so obviously I've my good buddy here, Alvan. Okay, he's an amazing financial advisor from IAM, right? And he's trust me, he's an expert. Okay, in selling and managing not only just investment plans but also investments as a whole, right? And the reason why we say that, right, and I vouch for that, right, it's very simple. Because if you look at Alvan's credentials, he's been the last 10 of years, right? He's been an analyst for 4 years. He has been a full-time trader for like full 5 years. And the last 1.5 years, 2 years in the industry, right? He has more than 1.3 million of AUM, okay, assets under management. Okay, and obviously he convert his MDRT and shit. And look at him, like he's those very easily, fly by and get MDRT kind of, okay. Okay, but more importantly, right, guys, like more importantly, right, it's really the credential is really just for you guys to know that the people that are bringing in like Alvan and the things we're saying have weight and is gold. Makes sense. Okay, because we don't just bring in anyhow, bring in a 1-year-old, 1-month advisor that doesn't know shit and talk shit. Okay, so you won't have that. Okay, I think more importantly, right, is to really learn also about Alvan's journey, as an advisor and his experience in dealing with different instruments and part of his investment journey and all that stuff as well. Okay, so with that, this is we're going to go right in, okay, to start the entire masterclass and session. Okay, so Alvan, firstly, thank you for gracing us with your presence and agreeing to really come on this call to really spend your time with us as well. Really appreciate that, right? So Alvan, to really kind of like start off, for the rest to know as well, right? Can you share with us a little bit about your story and the kind of context and background and all that stuff to start everything else?
Okay. I think before I want to start, right, like I said in the beginning, right, I'm very grateful to everyone who is here. Likewise, I'm very thankful for Ben. He's actually my buddy in the X Factor program, and I got to know him. I think he's a very great person. And when I step into this session, I feel that there's a lot of energy over here, and which I really feel the adrenaline pumping in me. I don't know why, whether am I anxious or not, I don't know. But one thing in my mind, right, is I feel that I'm not here just to be like someone above you. I think there's always a lot to learn from each other, or likewise one another. It's really the journey. I don't profess that I have all the information, but I can share with you that my journey in terms of investment has been a good many years. Why? Because when I was young, in my teenage years, right, that's where my mom introduced me to this thing called investment, right? And in my teenage years, right, if you didn't realize, I do nothing but just every day watch CNBC and Bloomberg every other day. I don't really watch. I don't really play game when I was young, because I'm not born with a silver spoon. But the only thing that I have is the StarHub TV. And I told my mom that, please just give me one channel, which is CNBC or Bloomberg. And in my early 20s, I really decided that I told myself, right, I need to retire myself at the age of 40. And when I found the love of my life, which is my wife, we fully agreed that we need to be financially free or financially independent before our age of 40. So 23, 26, we got married. 33, we fully paid our property. At the age of 35, I technically tell my boss, I'm going to fire you. And I went into a full-time trading and investing career. Why I decided to become a financial consultant? Many of you, if you Googled me, you probably won't know that I'm a financial consultant. And even Ben told me, when I interact with you, you don't feel like a FA or a FC. Okay, so the first thing that I want you all to identify yourself firstly today in all your conversation with your client, right, is identify yourself as I am an investor myself. And it just happened that I can consult you in the area of investment. Can you all write this down? I think that is the best positioning, right, you can ever give to yourself. And the conversation that you want to have with your client is very simple. Me as an investor, this is how I would love to invest my money. And what are the things that I am looking as an investor? Ask me question today to see whether this investment is very sound for you. That will be, I think some of the questions like the secret formula, etc., etc. That's, I think this is the key message I want to give you, everyone. And that's why my client always feel that, wow, you really don't feel like a consultant. I say, I know because I invest quite heavily my money now. Okay, don't care about my money, okay? Don't bother, right? But it is the positioning, your identity. Are you a consultant or are you the investor? So investor, number one, number two, consultant. But I left my full-time prop trading career, right, was because my partner decided to say, I wanted to manage people's money. But of course, don't have the MAS license, very scary. My partner is an Australian PR. The wife was, my business partner was Indonesian. So anytime he run away with the money, quite scary, right? Or the wife father apparently owns a pharmaceutical company in Indonesia, and when both of them got a child, the father, which is the father-in-law, just buy a District 9 three-room flat, not three-room flat, three-room condominium, fully paid for the children. Means they come from very, very wealthy people. And for me, fully Singaporean, in the event that things happen, then I'm in big trouble. By the way, the company that I left, right, they are still in existence, by the way. I left there probably about 3 to 4 years. As of now, what I last heard is their AUM at this moment is about 10 million. After about 3 to 4 years. During my time as a prop trader, we actually trained a few full-time traders with us. So I think we have about now, back then was about 4. So 4 of them with my partner had built a 10 million AUM. But of course, to me, the only thing that bothers me a lot is how are we going to structure something that is safe for our client, which is don't get them caught into like all the scams that is happening today. Like you probably read like on papers recently, there's a few, don't know, few 100 million kind of crypto scandal. Cannot remember the company, but you all will need to read that. I finally cannot. I think it's what. I just cannot remember the company. Yeah, but that's why to me, I think it is one of the best decisions for me to join the financial industry. And I really enjoy the whole entire experience, and I really appreciate that you, Ben, for giving and his team giving me this opportunity to be here. Okay.
It is literally like the same for us, Alvan, really. Right. and by the way, just if you guys have really listened carefully to what Alvan said, he said that one of his goals, right, with his partner, with his wife, is to be financially free before 40. Right. You hear that? Alvan is Alvan, how old are you already?
Okay. Your guess can.
Guys, guess how.
Guess but don't be genuine. Can don't. Okay. Okay. Don't.
35, 37, Spencer.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all say 31. Let's go for coffee together. I will. Okay, this year I am going to turn I think in the next few weeks 41. Everyone. By the way, when I'm here sharing my heart with you, my wife and my daughter is going out having fun. so make sure you all use me, can everyone? Use me means squeeze the hell out of me. You might be thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this is very simple. I feel that last year when I turned 40, right, I have this particular conversation with my wife. I said, 我40岁了, okay, I'm in my 40s now. I want to do something different. You know what my wife did? 哎呀，又是讲钱, is it? You want to make more money, is it? Then I said, no, not more money. I think it have a bit already. I want to do something different. Then see, then I decided. That's why at last year I decided to start a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is not because Alvan want to become a YouTuber lah. No lah, no. It's purely because I don't know from the day I turned 40 until today, right, will I be still alive? I want to make sure that my money is still taken care when my daughter grew up. That is the whole purpose of why I started a YouTube channel. And the second reason why I want to contribute into your life, right, is next time when you potentially see my daughter on the road, right, please take care of her. No, that is the whole intention why I decided to come on this call, and secondly, decided to build a team of people, right? Because one day when I'm not around, at least I know that there will be someone to take care of my daughter. By the way, her name is called Angel. So
wow.
Immortalize Alvan. Yes, in a sense, okay, there's no legacy that I intend to leave to you other than my daughter. Okay, I'm not so great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm as bad as everyone here. Oh no, you are the angels. I'm not.
Hey guys, I tell you, the Alvan, okay, he, because I see, the reason why I asked you all to guess his age, or rather why I asked how old is he, because he said that before 40, he wants to be financially free, correct or not? And then he's learning, he's past 40, so one more fun fact, he is financially free, okay, he is financially free, okay, yeah. So the point of saying that, right, is because, right, like when you have someone that is financially free and really have a lot of experience, you know, the mindset is something that even I myself, right, want to learn from, right? Because I'm making a guess, most of us here not financially free yet.
Will be.
You'll be, all of us will be. Okay, so this is what I love from Alvan. Okay, so Alvan, thanks for sharing us your background and your story, and I think more importantly, like the reason why you're doing this. You know, I think is really noble as well. You know, the rating of like your daughter and kind of like, you know, giving back to the community of advisors over here. So I got a curious question.
Yep.
I'm just curious, in your, because you're in IAM, right? And
Yep.
I'm just curious, do in your entire portfolio of, let's say, of clients, right? Do you
Yep.
only do investments, or do you do like, you know, a bit of insurance and all the other side and things like that?
You all really want to know? Okay. Actually, most of the business is, I would say, a good 90% is all investment. Why there will be a bit of percentage, right? Is because clients suddenly feel that they want to change some insurance, basically. Right? Then I'll tell them, okay, if you ask me to quote, don't compare, can? If you compare, then the money that I make for you, you can jolly well take it away. And I really say it to them like that. And then sometimes I will tell them, if you want to buy shoe plan, can you don't look for Alvan? Because when you want claim, I have no time for you. And I really say that. But I will pass the shoe plan to my teammates. Because I do not want them to 3 a.m. suddenly call me talking about claim, but you all know, right? Who know the claim better? Of course, customer service. How can it be us? Still. Let's be real to each other, okay? Right? Am I real to everyone? I hope I am. And I speak like this to my client also. As genuine as I can be. You know, like no bullshit. Because the more our client know that we are very, very genuine with them, the more they feel good with us. Okay. So another thing that I always tell all the young consultants, right? It is less about objection handling. It's more about what's the emotion, right, that you want them to feel when you are having that conversation with them. Whether is it investment, whether is it protection, whether is it saving plans, whatever that we can do for them. It goes with investment, because let's interact a bit. Do you all think that investment, do you feel that it is a logical decision or is it an emotional decision? Everyone, can you tell me?
Can guys type inside a Zoom chat? Is it emotional or is it a logical decision? Sounds emotional. Hey, then the rest of you, come. Please, we already have agreement.
Both.
Emo,
Okay.
achievement, emo. Logical. Okay.
Most of the time, it can be both. It can be logical, it can be emotion. But what makes people take action, remember, is emotional. Something that I always tell my consultants, right, is that we are not trying to provide financial literacy, everyone. We are trying to guide people to take financial action. And when you want people to take action today, right, it is pure emotional. However, when it comes to whether this decision is good, right, you have to make sure that it's a logical pattern, right? Because it's like, for those who are married, right, you know, when you are emotional, what are the words that you will say? Very nice or not so nice? If you are in a very heat up conversation.
Probably not so nice. I mean, if you ask me, personally, yeah.
Down here, all very young. Hey, don't like that. You isolating me, is it?
Yeah, but Ben Cole is also 30 plus, Spencer also 30 plus. So
Okay.
kind of, yeah. But the rest of us are, I think, all below 30s. 20, 22, all the way until like 27.
Even better, even better. I really enjoy when Ben told me that all of you, like most of us in our 20s, including myself, I'm very excited. No, I really very excited because I feel that I will want to potentially impact an age group that is like 10 years, 15 years apart from me. As much as I can. Right, really. Because when we are young, you know, when I was young, I go for the stupid thing, the shining object, whatever, do all the stupid thing, you know. And to me is why I keep saying emotion about investment decision is when I was investing my own money in my early 20s, right? I did a few things that is very stupid and cost me a 6-figure kind of portfolio losses. And it's no joke lah. Why? Because back then, my girlfriend back then, which is my current wife, right, is aware of this. You know, and imagine you have a girlfriend that is very loving to you and seeing you crashing when you are losing like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? It's no joke. Right. But one thing that I was thankful is I didn't leverage in terms of like going to the banks to borrow money and then throw into the stock market. Okay, I want to share this is because I know of some people out there are actually asking their clients to do things like this. So I hope, please don't do this. I mean, if you are not, then fantastic. If you are aware of it, please advise them not to, right? Because you need to understand that leverage, right, is always double-edged sword. It can make you a lot of money, but it can also cost you a lot of money. Right, and when it comes to investment, right, is always tell client, right, if you're going to put money into certain assets or certain investment, right, the question to ask ourselves is, will it cause you to lose a lot of money? Most people will say this, right? The thing at the end of the day, right, it is not so much of losing money. It is about when you lose money, right, will it lose your sleep? That is all emotion. Purely making decision in a way where you are investing your money that you are able to sleep well.
Alvan, which is why I'm very curious. You mentioned about that because you see, most of some of us, right, and even as advisors out there, you know, usually we pitch about like returns. You know, pitch about like, you know, getting more returns back, right? Because usually that's what a customer wants, right? That's what clients want, right? But how do we manage it in such a way, you know, in position in a way that you mentioned just now, right? Whereby it's not so much, I mean, returns matters, right? But it's more about like, you know, whether can you sleep soundly and at night, that kind of stuff. Like, how do we position it that way for clients that, oh, you know, you need to do 2%, you know, I don't want you, that kind of stuff.
Okay. But okay, before we dive into the returns, right? One thing we need to ask ourselves first, right, is that if we focus a lot on the returns, right, the question that I want to ask you, what if you cannot deliver? Then how will you feel having this client on board as your investor? Because remember, the initial conversation of onboarding them is very important. If you onboard a client, sort of, not say promising, because we cannot promise, right, due to disclaimer, right? Then what if when they come in, remember we have this thing called persistency, right? Okay, I'm not used to all these terms yet, okay, because I'm still very new to this industry. Okay, I'm like less than 2 years. So if they are going to come in and create a lot of problem for you, right? Do you really want to make that money? That is you need to decide. Because that is something that I think in our own conversation is sometimes we might need to disqualify clients if they are not having the same idea in terms of investing. So, and I will always do this. When clients hear about consultants that are talking about returns, right? You need to be different. Go the other side. I don't talk about return one. I talk about protecting you, making sure that you do not lose money in the first place. Why? Because the return in itself will take care. Means if I take care of your downside, upside is by the way one. You all get what I'm trying to say? Because when I start a conversation like this, if the client say, oh, never lose money, okay, very good. Alvan did a good job. Then suddenly, if I show them, wow, got 10% return, wow, what really? That's why recently, like last year, right? My client actually lost about close to 10%, right? During COVID, within less than a year, right? His portfolio have gained back to plus 20%. Okay, and it's not a small money, it's about $200,000 for one account. So I really worked very hard, and eventually that's why he gave me that testimonial, and that is something that I feel that is very important. Is where are we always assuring clients throughout the journey, and even though his portfolio is losing 10%, right? But the whole world is losing like what 30%, 40%, some even worse. Then have I done my job? Yes. Not losing as much as we can. So the number one job is, yes, not to lose your money. Totally agree with Vivian and Terence.
Yeah. So Alvan, so I think, right, like, you mentioned a few things. I think it's for everybody here. So I think you mentioned a few things, and I think these are crucial points. I think number one, you talk about qualifying, right? And I think in some sense also managing expectations, right? If you have clients that wants a 40% return, and you're unable to deliver, I think this everybody need to understand this, right? The expectations and whether can you deliver must match, right? I think that's what Alvan is saying, right? Because if clients say that I want 40%, and then after that you can only do 5% or 7%, right? Then you're gonna have a lot of a problematic client in the long run, right? Yeah. So I think, like, you guys need to take note. Okay, qualifying is very, very important, especially when it comes to investing, right? So which brings me to my next question, Alvan. Like, then, I have met people or advisors, right, that always come up with this very, very big question. And this is a very common question. And they ask me, they say, Ben, nowadays my friends and my customers are usually more savvy. They read their own investments. A lot of people go Reddit, they go hardware zone, whatever. They talk about investing and all that stuff. And when I meet them, they tell me, they rather invest in themselves, or like invest themselves, right? Or buy their own stocks. Or some will even bring in robo-advisors, right? That's a correct, guys, right? Raise your hand, right? Yeah, it is. They'll bring in robo-advisors and all that stuff. So how do you, right, as an advisor and an expert, overcome that, or like how do you reposition that and manage that in that sense when people say that, let me do it myself?
Okay, to me, I think the number one question, right, is that everyone know, right, value is what you get and price is what you pay, right? So let's come to, let's say, robo-advisor, or even let's say endowment. I think Vivian was saying that why not endowment? I myself, when I was young, when I have not much of financial skill set, right, I was using endowment, by the way. Endowment is not how to say, it's not like it's a perfect instrument. No instrument is perfect, by the way, everyone. I feel that why going to investment is very simple. if a client is not a lot of money, right, endowment cannot help them. That's in all reality. So to me, the best bet, why not try investing? And if you look at statistics, right, over the last 100 years, right, the chart in the stock market is just one bloody straight line up. And there is a fundamental reason to it. Okay, but I will not want to dwell in that. Because when you know the fundamental why stock market will naturally go up, right, then investing is not very risky. That's why to me, sometimes my client think that investment is very hard. I say it's not hard, it's a skill set. I don't believe investment is luck. It's pure skill set. If we don't know the skill set, right, we go and learn. Like we're doing sales like that. We go and learn how to sell better. So it's the same message. Are we trying to help our client manage their money at a better skill? That's why I'm in this call. Because I want to basically brainwash your mind. Don't sell endowment anymore. Okay? Go into investment. Because if you really go and calculate the money, touch your heart and ask yourself, can they really retire with the money that they give you? And then with the endowment rates. And why I say endowment rates are potentially very scary now. Interest rate around the world, okay, a bulk of it is going down, and some of them are at negative yield at this moment. And endowment is called what? Saving plans, right? And interest rate is tied to saving rates, everyone. So in the long run, interest rate is going to be very bad for them. And let's say US, right? Now the interest rate at US is about 0 to 25 basis point, which is about 0.25. And it will remain so low for at least the next 3 to 4 years. And you're also aware, right? The endowment projected numbers are all forecasting down. There's a reason behind. The reason is there's a big dynamic, there's a big trend in the interest rate environment. Globally, I'm not talking about Singapore. Singapore is just a very small market. It is moving all the interest rate downwards. I will highly tell you, go and study about the bonds. Okay, most of the endowment are buying bonds. You may think that the stock market is in a bubble, but if you go and do more research, right, the real bubble is in the bond markets. Why? Going back to the question, right, in regards to robo-advisor, I think one conversation regarding robo-advisory is that why I want to talk about bonds and all this, right? Okay, the robo, no control over it, correct. Okay, another thing other than no control, see, I'm giving you all a context about bonds, etc., right? There is another bubble that is a real bubble, which is the bond bubble. And would be going to, that's why you can go and Google words like this word called zombie companies or zombie bonds, high yield bonds, or junk bonds. Okay, a lot of the clients, let's say pensioners, right? The consultants are pushing all these pensioners, right, to high yield bonds. Why? Because the bonds are not able to give them higher yield. And if all these junk bonds are going to fail, right, all the pensioners, right, cannot retire. And if we are doing robo-advisor, the problem with robo-advisor, right, is clients don't know the different assets that are available in the market. So assuming client now say that I am a balanced portfolio investor, what's going to happen, right? In their own portfolio will have bonds one. Okay, this is a traditional portfolio creation kind of structure. But the way we want to invest our client money, right, it is not using traditional portfolio management. We want to manage their money using this thing called business cycle management of their money. Okay, it's something that traders and very advanced investors are looking at, not traditional portfolio management. So what is traditional portfolio management? It's very simple. Assuming Alvan is 40, right? So 100 minus 40 means 60% Alvan's portfolio will go to equity, 40% go to bond. Okay, but you think of it this way. Now I'm aware of the macro environment. Bonds are not the best place to be, right? Then should I be buying bonds? No, I should be switching out all my bonds, right, into equity. And it's not just I'm saying, people like Ray Dalio, people like Warren Buffett. Okay, and one suggestion to you, if you are reading books of people that is currently not alive, means like investment books, right? They are not alive already. Can you all don't read anymore? Go and burn it and throw, okay? Because those are useless. I am not joking. Because those dead people, they are okay. You go and research, okay? Go and research. Don't say Alvan say one, okay? They are investing in an environment where interest rate is very high. Today, interest rate is negative, ladies and gentlemen. It's a whole different ball game at this moment. No one have a crystal ball, by the way. I also don't have a crystal ball. But the issue is, are we educated enough, right, to help our clients to know about the macro environment? Okay?
So Alvan, just curious, so just go in here. Right? So if are you saying if let's say somebody really comes in and say that, hey, bro, Alvan, bro, I think I can do robo-advisors, you know, like why do I need to invest in like your ILP or even like your funds and all that stuff, right? Like then do we go about with sharing with them whatever that you did, which is kind of like, you know, sharing the macro kind of a point of view and all their stuff, you know, sharing about how robo-advisors, you know, some of their portfolio are also in bonds and all their things.
Okay, that's one. Another angle that you can work on. Remember, everyone, robo-advisor is designed by who? Human like you and me, right? I mean, that's factual lah, right? The second thing is when it is active management, right? The moment market happen, right, the active manager will immediately change it. But for robo-advisor, means there is additional steps. You all see that? The active manager have to switch it. And the second thing is most robo-advisor, we call it product manufacturer, right? They are not active manager. They are basically bundle it based on statistic, everyone. How can we base our decision based on statistic, everyone? Isn't our industry got this thing called disclaimer, man? Very funny, robo-advisor. And by the way, robo-advisor do not have any track record. Means they have never actively managed any money. Then why are you putting your money there?
Wow.
And you think of another question. Have you ever heard any billionaire or millionaire put money in a robo-advisor? Let's ask yourself. Let's ask yourself. Okay? Normally, people put robo-advisor or ETF is if we touch our heart, they got no money. Can you understand? The moment my client, okay, so this is the positioning. The moment my client tell me about cost, I say you can go talk to another advisor. Then they lose already, they come back. Then I always tell them one thing. You are lucky. You know why? If Alvan really want to charge you, I will charge you the highest one. Because when I was trading for people, my performance bonus means for every dollar I make for them, I can take 40 cents. Now I'm freaking taking 2%. What the heck? I really tell my client this. And I also tell all my past clients, I say, you better come in. And 2% is like, you know, like my friend, right? I make him 60 grand. I only take like 2% is what? 4,000. I make 60 grand, I only collect 4,000. That's why I told him, you better write a solid testimonial for me. I don't care. You know, 200,000, tell the whole world. Then he do. Because the moment he say he don't do, you know what I will do? I say, hey, you take back the money, you. See who is more painful. But don't do it like that, like me lah. But over time, when you gain the trust and the confidence from the work that you do.
So guys, so like I just want to recap whatever Alvan said. So guys, you know, all of us were always asking about robo-advisors, right? Right, you're always asking about like, you know, how to deal with it and all that stuff. In the summarize, right? Like, you know what Alvan said? I think there's a few things, right? First, in order for you to kind of like, not say compare with robo-advisors, but to rather give insights. First, you need to give insights into what robo-advisors is all about for your clients or for your prospects, right? Why is it so important? Because most of your prospects out there, the only thing they know about robo-advisors are probably from Seedly, from Dollar and Cents, or from their website. Makes sense, right? Yeah. And then you think about who wrote those articles. And those people are probably not like, you know, Warren Buffett kind of investors. Makes sense, right? And you also need to think about it. You look at most of the people when look at robo-advisors, they probably do their research on articles, etc., right? Then you need to think of why people write articles, because you want to capture eyeballs, right? So not saying that the information are incorrect, but I think there also tend to be some kind of bias and some kind of negative bias in that sense, right? So firstly, right, to a step, right, is to really give insights for your clients or prospects on how robo-advisors actually work. Okay. Now, number two, in order for you to do that, this means that all of you also need to do your homework into researching about robo-advisors, right? Not only about what do they really do, but like what Alvan mentioned. Firstly, a few things about robo-advisors, right? Firstly, they are managed by humans at the end of the day, right? In some sense, passively managed by humans. So humans will still make decisions just like you and I, right? So that's number one, right? Number two, right, is that active versus passive, right? So obviously, there's the reason why costs in a robo-advisor is low, because it's passively managed, right? There's not much need for active manage, right? And so that's why I think sometimes, our clients will say that, Alvan, sometimes they say that, hey, bro, your ILP, the cost very high, the charges very high, and all that stuff, right? I mean, sometimes we have that. But like what Alvan said, which brought up the next point, which is, right, price is what you pay, value is what you get, right? When your clients or prospects probably pay a couple of percentage more than robo-advisors, what are they paying for? Right? Which is what Alvan literally talked about. What is the value of you as an advisor, and how can you provide the perspective, right, and manage the money and all that stuff for your clients? Makes sense, right, people? So that's really like for the robo-advisors part, right? And Alvan, so I will go next question, and these are some of the questions that our advisors here also ask. Okay.
Yep.
So if today they come and tell you, say that, let's say they don't talk about robo-advisors, but they say that, hey, Alvan, I want to do my own stocks. I don't know why I want to do ILP. I heard ILP got locked in, got higher charges. I can invest myself, and all that stuff. I can buy Amazon, CrowdStrike, GameStop, whatever it is. So how do you overcome that? Like, imagine this, bro. Like, you and I'm your prospect. Imagine, bro, I say, hey, bro, I can. I think I'll. Why don't I do my own stocks? Why want to invest in your funds? And all that stuff. Then how will you what will you say? Right? What will you say?
Okay. Before I answer this, right? Okay. How many of you can you say yes or no? Will actually buy your own shares or crypto? Just like on your own time, on your own time. Okay.
Guys, how many of you? Come on, answer inside.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Is it yes or no? A bit, whatever it is. How many of you buy your own crypto stocks? ILPs, and outside ILPs.
Thank you for the response. Okay, why I ask this, right, is the conversation here, right, is let's not argue with our clients. Let them do what they do. But it's always to tell them that, you know that when you have me alongside with you, right, you might potentially make better decisions. I mean, think of it. I'm going to spend like 8 hours a day, which is your regular work, right, to look at the financial market, comparing to you looking at, I don't know how long are you going to look at it? 1 or 2 hours. How much of due diligence will you be doing, right? And by the way, right, if you are putting money in asset managers, right, you know that asset managers are global. They have hundreds of analysts, whatever you call them, looking at the portfolio 24/7. You are making less return because your money is safe. If you think that you can do better, you can try lah. But it should not be every single cent you just whack, right? And the second question that I will ask them is, when you put the money in the market, right, does it feel like it's gambling? Then if that is the case, okay, why would I say potentially is gambling? The extensiveness of all these asset manager and us putting together in terms of due diligence, I guarantee we shall beat him or her, hands down, right? Then to me, it's like this is gambling. Then I feel why not you just go Genting and RWS? I think faster, your money faster come out, win money or lose. Because are you gambling your money away, or are you really investing your money with due diligence? Because you do not have enough time, you might potentially not have enough knowledge. And the most important is, why not leverage on us to do it for you? That is the kind of conversation that we want to have with them. Things like, for example, recently my client keep telling me this conversation. Tesla, Tesla big boss buy crypto, right? Okay, anyone know what's the amount of crypto that he bought for Tesla? Come, let's test a bit.
Anyone?
Follow now.
Anyone make a guess?
Thank you, Terence. 2 billion. Okay, then I will ask my client, hey, by the way, Tesla, you know what is his net worth? Potentially 200 billion. Mr. Client, he only put 1%. How many percent you want to put? Mr. Client, you smarter than Tesla, is it? Or not? Or Elon Musk? I don't think I'm very smart, but I think I look for the smartest people in the world, right, who make better decisions. Am I right to say that? So do you think that your client will argue with you about Elon Musk? Or he will just keep quiet? So I'll tell him or her, you can do, but don't do so much. Because at the end of the day, wealth creation is not putting your money in one particular asset. It's what we call by asset allocation. Right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, that kind of conversation, which I think you all are well capable of doing it. Right? It's like how much of your money is going to be allocated to us and them and your own and even crypto. But if you decide to put every single cent into crypto, then, or even Tesla, if you follow I don't want to advertise a YouTuber, but you all know which YouTuber I'm referring to, then be mindful. When you burn and crash, then don't cry father, cry mother. In Hokkien, you all will understand what do I mean by that.
So Alvan, so let's say, am I to say, because hey guys, can you realize one thing? You realize that Alvan, when he handle objection, right, he don't like, hey, Mr. Prospect, and then he handle the usual objection kind of way, right? So Alvan, like when if really someone gives an objection, right, is this the kind of conversation you have with them, right? Like asking them, about, let's say, instead of disagreeing with them, like asking them and give them different examples of, like, let's say Elon Musk or somebody else to give their perspective.
Yeah, most of the time, yes, because you see, when you are seeing someone face to face, right, you are using your opinion and their opinion. Will it end up very argumentative, everyone? Sure. And no point winning the argument. Or there's a reason why. Because if you win the argument, you will definitely lose the case, right? Definitely, Don't try, don't try. Don't try this at home. Okay. Don't try this in your own opinion also. I mean, own appointments, right? So that is why I always want to use a third person conversation. Means like, hey, do you think that this person, what's the rationale Elon Musk will do 1%? I mean, think of it. He's not just wealthy. He owns potentially $1 trillion kind of company. Right? If you see in perspective, $1 trillion market cap and 2 billion is like a few cents only, ladies and gentlemen. Am I right to say that? He himself, or Tesla and Elon Musk, right? He is in the business of future. And am I right to say that blockchain, Bitcoin, all these are the future kind of technology? So if he don't put his money into it, right, he will not have skin in the game. He might not understand the instrument. That is the rationale Elon want to put money in there. Not because he got nothing to do, You have to see, so to me is when we are trying to handle objection, right, try not to listen to what our clients say. Ask them what make them say this, or how do they come to a conclusion of such a statement or an opinion, everyone. Because I think most of us will just hear the statement and try to go and handle the objection. Find the root. Because when you find the root, right, you will know that potentially there are more reasons to it. Then you will discover things. Like one of the conversation, one of the consultants was saying, most of her friends, right, are like NS. Then they want to like basically buy into all these very speculative kind of companies. Then I asked, you go into the emotion why people are doing this. Then she told me, because the guy want to make a lot of money to take care of the mother. Then I say, okay, take care of the mother. Why need to take care of the mother, not the father? Because I'm a father, why so unfair? Right? Then he said, no, because the father gamble the money. He keep gambling the money. Then I say, why don't you ask your friend to reflect on his action? Does he feel like whatever he's doing today is like the father? Then you guess what the client did? Will the client do exactly what the father did do for his entire life? I didn't object to him. I'm just telling him that as much as the client hate the father, right, he is exactly repeating what the father is doing. Then let him go and consider. Does he want to make a change for himself so that he will not make the same mistake or do the same things the dad had done that caused him to hate the father? So did Alvan try to argue with him? No. A bit like NLP, yes. But it's not, I won't say it's NLP, it's just having conversation with them and helping client see that sometimes the things that they are doing is many of times, right, the patterns of people like the parents, one, number two, the government, number three, the schools. Because the topic about investment, right, these three I think groups of people have never taught us one, honestly speaking. My mom started to teach me about investment, and before I turned 21, right, she actually tell me one thing. It's like my mom's law, please never take debt, before I turn 21. And then I really remember it by heart. So that's why when I buy the first house, technically I try to clear it as fast as I can. It might not be very sound, but I feel that without debt, right, I can sleep very well. Like especially during COVID, because and you need to speak towards the client in a sense where in the next 10 years, right, the crisis to come will get worse. And the decision that you are making today, right, are you making it that in a way where there is clarity and there is certainty that you can gain a better position 10 years later? Because I believe that I have no clarity in terms of where crypto will go. I really don't, because there is no way to evaluate the asset. Not like an investment vehicle. I can calculate like, hey, how much? Let's say this bottle that I'm selling, how much I can sell every year, every month, and what's the profit margin? But crypto cannot. Really, crypto cannot. And I endorse the philosophy of Warren Buffett a lot. Warren Buffett himself don't own cryptocurrency, by the way. So not that I don't own, I own, but it's still a small weightage of my allocation. The bulk of it should not be in that area.
Good. So guys, I'm not sure if you guys picked it up. So basically what Alvan is saying, right? Like every time your customers, I think it's a very, very crazy thing. Like every time your customers give you an objection, your clients or prospect gives you an objection, right? It is not Alvan's way of looking at it. It is not about handling that objection. It's not about like fighting that objection, but rather going behind and asking questions on why did this person raise up this objection in the first place. So for example, if somebody says that, I want to invest myself, buy stocks, right? Instead of saying, yeah, stocks not bad lah, but you should invest in ILP, and that kind of shit, right? Probably Alvan will probably asking questions like, hey, I know you mentioned about, you want to invest stocks and by yourself and all that stuff, right? What's the rationale, thought process behind that? Where do you learn that from? Or where do you pick it up? And all that stuff, right? It's really going behind that to really understand the behaviors. And this is not only restricted, right, to only investments, right, but also in sales. Makes sense, guys, right? Your clients say that, hey, I think insurance is not important, and all that stuff, right? So this is a deeper kind of a higher kind of skill sets, okay? And I just curious, guys, if you notice how Alvan talk, how many of you feel like he's more like some coach than a financial advisor? How many of you feel like he's more like a coach than a FA? Yes, right. If you think he is, type is the chat. Right. Alvan is not like he don't talk like an agent. Okay, he don't talk like a financial advisor. He talk like an investment coach and even not only investment now, he talk about like a life coach like that, right? Like he really asks you deeper questions, right? And all that stuff, right? And I can tell you, he shared this with me. This is when I was talking to him one-on-one, all that stuff. This is probably one of his biggest underrated skill set that allow him to have so much AUM and so much clients under him. Okay, right? Because you see, the way he handled objection is nothing like some of us do. Right? It's nothing like some of us do, right? So hopefully you guys are noticing all these things, right? Which is why at the start, I asked you guys to really write down and really observe the way he talks and the thought process of why Alvan say all these things. Not only about what he says, but why he says all these things. Okay? Because the better you understand how someone works and why they say certain things, the better it is for you to apply, right? Okay. So Alvan, thanks for this. And I just want to have maybe one or two questions more, and then I think we can open the floor for Q&A. I think some of them have really some of the more curious questions that they want to learn from you. Correct now, guys? Yes, you have some questions I want to know about Alvan. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Alvan, for people, let's say okay, actually, before I ask this question, I just want to ask everybody here and put in the Zoom chat. If today, guys, you were to, let's say, all the total premiums that you collected, okay, Shield, ILP, whole life plan, all that, all the total premiums you collected, if let's say the total premium collected is 100%, can you guys give us an idea how much percentage, right, goes to protection, which is Shield plan, PA, all that stuff, and how much of it go into accumulation, which is your endowment, savings, and even investments? Can you guys give a percentage for that? So let's say just insurance, investment. So yeah, so whichever is okay. You guys just Terence, so just follow Terence format, right? 70% accumulation, 30% protection. Come for the rest of you, if you have to give an estimate of how it's like.
Or I want to double check that this is based on the total premiums that I've collected, right?
Correct.
It's not for the individual client, right?
No, total.
Okay.
Total premiums collected. Come for the rest of you. Depends on the kind of policy. What are you talking about, Gerald? So if it's protection, which is PA, Shield, whole life plan, all these are considered under protection. If you're talking about like investments or whatever it is and all that stuff, then you'll probably go into wealth accumulation. If you can be more specific, please feel free to do so also. Okay, come for the rest of you. Jiahui, 60-40. Okay, 60-40. Great. Come. Sherry, 70-30. Wow, 70. Okay. Actually, Yvonne, 80% investment. Yvonne is all in investments. Okay. Ashley, 60-40, 70-30. Okay. Protection. Okay. Great. So, Alvan, so based on all these, so obviously those who are already doing investments as part of most of their portfolio in terms of like the premiums collected, I'm sure they have some form of more skin in the game in terms of like the fundamentals of investing, and how to pitch, etc. But my question here is this: for those of us, right, where they probably have a 30-40% or maybe even less than that kind of wealth accumulation portfolio, right? And then meaning say that most of them are doing protection, and let's say some of them wants to venture into let's say accumulation, let's say savings or investments, right? How will you advise or in your opinion for them to go into that angle?
This is a human conversation, really. Okay, you think of it this way. If you start the whole conversation with your client with protection, how likely and open-minded is your client if you want them to do investment? Close means what?
Close-minded.
Sorry. Okay. The first time I meet you, likewise, first time you meet me. Okay, it is true. So to me, right, I think it's having a good expectation of it, where protection clients might not be so open-minded to it. That is a reality that we need to face. So the angle to approach, right, is to tell them that, always tell them that this conversation here, right, is not to open a case with you. It's to share with you some insights that through the work that I've done, through the company effort, we discovered that there is a brand new opportunity after COVID-19. Can I share this opportunity with you? And make it as light-weighted. When I say light-weighted means what? Don't even meet them face to face. How about that? Because end of the day, they don't see you. They know that potentially you cannot do the paperwork. Because you must remember, when you are in front of the person, right? The person is very scared to meet us. You know, all of you are like very good at closing. The moment they see you, they're scared, you know. Am I right to say that? So make it very light-hearted for them to have this conversation with you. Like go on a Zoom call. I truly believe COVID is the best thing that happened to us. Because why? Client go into the call very easily to start the conversation. It is easier for them to go into Zoom, right, to have a more open-mindedness than a face-to-face conversation. But of course, you have to make sure that when you present to them, the materials are solid. That's the only thing that you need to prepare yourself. Telling them things like the macro environment. Okay, so guess what? What is the most in thing that is happening around the world today? Come, anyone can tell me, since most of us are into investment. What's the most in thing? Can share a little of your
There is a new pay mentorship fee.
No need lah. You become an investor, then I will show you everything. Okay, crypto, Bitcoin. Okay, so do you all realize that there are assets, right, or what we call by funds, right, are actually into the crypto space? Everyone, are you aware of that? Find companies in, okay, because I really don't know where are everyone from, right? Go and find fund managers that are investing for client, looking at their top 10 holdings, right? Are there companies that means public listed companies investing into crypto? Tell your client, why not let these advanced companies, right, to help you manage the risk from crypto? Think of it. Companies like Tesla, they are into crypto, right? Are they more advanced than you to manage this crypto trend? Think of it this way. Or Katie Woods, yeah. Okay, the issue with Katie Woods, right? Can everyone don't listen to her? It's the most disgusting thing that she's doing now. You know why? Her voice is very influential. He's telling the whole world that Tesla will go to 3,000. And this is market manipulation. It is a Wall Street textbook. Okay, things is going to turn very bad. Thankfully, this is recorded. Things will turn very bad. I just hope, not hope our client lose money. This is a very textbook Wall Street dirty tricks. They gain so much influence, and then suddenly they tell the whole world this is going to fly, right? They're going to make like decent amount of money. Tell your client this, can you don't believe, go and check historical data. All the influential Wall Street people, they come out very good, and then suddenly you go and blow. They tell you this one is very good, everyone will go and buy it because it's greed, everyone. It's a textbook. It's really textbook. You know, you go and watch Wall Street, what? Greed is good, right? Or good is greed, whatever you want to call it. And if you go and look at historical data, Katie Woods ETF was flat for many years, you know, until the last few years become a lot. And if we are watching CNBC, Bloomberg, right, do you remember Ben was talking about where is the source coming from? The source is coming from the fund manager himself or herself, telling you to freaking buy this. And he every week go into CNBC for a call. This is crazy. Please go and tell your client this is okay, not a scam, but this is manipulation. This is high level manipulation. Don't do this. That's why you see people like the very good fund managers that I really admire is people like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Ray Dalio. When they buy things, right, they don't tell you one. They only tell you after they say, hey, I lost money. Hey, I make some money. Recently, in the annual report, Warren Buffett actually admitted he made a mistake. He bought a company, lost about 11 billion. He admitted to the mistake. Okay, but the asset allocation on the 11 billion is about 3% of the entire pot. So it's still diversification, okay? Okay, Edmund was saying, sorry, on what basis will client trust us rather than, on what basis? You have to tell them that she's manipulating the market. I'm not saying that client will trust us, but I'm putting another objective in front of client. You can put your money there, but do you really want to put a lot? Think of it. I'm not saying that cannot put. I also put. I also will tell my client, I also put, but I know it's manipulation. Okay, but for me, I put because if things happen, I immediately sell and I'm out of the picture already. Will you as a client be ready when it happens? What if when the turn of events is when you are shitting at your office toilet cubicle and you don't know what has happened? For us, it's different. We are actively looking at your portfolio. You know what I mean? If they can do that, then okay, by all means, go and do it, but reduce the asset allocation, the percentage, what I'm referring to.
Great, great, great. So, Alvan, last question, I think for everybody here, right, is so if we talk about investing for our clients' money, right, and our portfolio, how much time do you think we should actually put into managing or even looking into our clients' portfolio, assuming, let's say, 30-40% of our portfolio are investments and stuff, and then the rest are insurance, right? Like, how much time should we do it, and what would maybe for you, how will you go about it to manage your clients' money in terms of time?
Okay, I will suggest every day at least spend about 1 hour of your time, right, to half an hour, okay, not to look at their portfolio, everyone. It's to look at headlines we do. At least you need to be aware and go and decipher why people are saying things like this, right? Okay, something that is probably I will share with you all, but you all don't tell people, okay? So because this is part of the exclusive clients letter. So in terms of time, okay, I'll get there, but in terms of, let me answer Ben's question first, right? It's not so much of looking at clients' portfolio, because if most of our clients are doing a very long-term investment, right, then I think it's fine. Do a quarterly review on their assets will do, or even like 3 times a year, I think it's fine. So this is something that I commit to my client. Every quarter, I will do like a recording and I will send to them. Right? If you all want a copy of it, you can let me know. I would love to send it to you. Don't worry, no charge. I very nice. Okay. But of course, if it's good, then please let me know lah. Help me grow my work. Okay, I ask for your favor. Okay. But in the end, lose money or not, remember, it's your decision. Don't say Alvan say one. No, joking. Okay. Let's have a more intellectual conversation in regards to managing our clients' money. Right? I think most of the time when I onboard my client, I actually tell them one thing. No doubt you pay me to do the job, you also need to look at it. So that have this intellectual conversation all the time. Let's argue with me about the asset allocation that I prepare for you. I ask them to look, but I will look at it regularly. Once a week, just a glance of it. But you think of it is because it's long term, right? There is not much of thing that we need to do. It's just that we want to make sure that no crazy things that are happening around the world. You get one.
So Alvan, what you're saying is that, especially for those usually it's like long-term investing, right? So what you're saying is that although we probably need to, in terms of deep review, in terms of really reviewing assets and all that stuff, we probably do 3 to 4 times a year, let's say every quarter. So I think you're saying that's a good metric. And but what you're also suggesting is for everybody here who is managing their clients' funds, right, is also to at least take a look at it once a week. Right, not to make any decisions per se, but to really go and see at least things are fine. And all that stuff, right? Okay. So hopefully it's like some of you guys have a bad idea. And I just share with you that I think because Alvan because run out of time and all that stuff. But let me share with you what Alvan does also. So number one, Alvan does obviously has a YouTube channel, right? And his YouTube channel is not only for like influencers and all that stuff. He's not into that. But the YouTube channel, and this is something for some of you might want to consider, right? Is to really document down the kind of like observations that you're making, or what basically the market, what's going on and all that stuff, right? Firstly, for a couple of reasons. Number one, right, is that you can always send it to your clients, right? They can at least watch, before you go for review with them and all that stuff. Number two is for pre-framing materials. Makes sense, right? Like before you meet the prospect, and then they already know that you are doing all these things. Do you think they'll be higher or lower trust compared to those other advisors? Probably higher, right? So that's the second reason. And I think other things to really give assurance. So guys, I hope you guys really dial this in. Today, Alvan is not really talking much about like, hey, how to get 60% returns. Okay. The main theme is to really how to not lose money and how to sleep soundly at night. That is his objective. And therefore, his strategies revolving around this objective, right, is obviously YouTube channel. And don't forget, he said this, his newsletter to his clients. That's another one, right? Because tangible business, he's doing investments. Intangible, he's providing assurance.
Yep.
Makes sense, right? And guys, if you guys also understand this about intangibles, most of us investment returns is tangible, but robo-advisors, they play on tangible, which is, hey, you get returns, low cost, low charges.
Yep.
But let me ask you, if the fucking market crashes today, do you think robo-advisor will go and reassure your clients? How many of you think your robo-advisor will reassure clients? Probably not, right? And this is some of the value, the intangible value that you're providing, right, for your clients, right? And why they should obviously pay you a little bit more than a robo-advisor and things like that. Okay, so this is the kind of things I just want to point it out so that you guys can really capture it more importantly. Yeah. Okay. Now, so obviously we are opening up for Q&A, and thanks Alvan for this so far. Okay, it's amazing, guys. Okay, so guys, let's go into Q&A. Okay, now anyone have questions, just type inside the Zoom chat. Be specific about the questions they want to ask Alvan. Okay, and then of course we'll pick a few questions. I don't think you can, depending on how many questions. Okay, but like, come guys, type inside chat box. What questions do y'all want to ask Alvan very specifically? Okay, for your own business or for your own understanding, or even on things that he mentioned about just now.
So regarding like what Ben was mentioning, right? Like why I went to the YouTube, right, is because especially the last 2 months, I have clients that just approach me and tell me immediately that they want to invest. Or just give you all some more reason for you to do this. Because I personally do not want to go into like 2 to 3 appointments, then the guy want to close the case. My objective of doing YouTube, another one is the first appointment to close out. I already in my 40s already, guys or ladies. You think I really want to meet them like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? Siao. Sometimes people don't reply my message. I don't even bother to talk to them already. people skip my appointment. I will go and like I will message them and say that, hey, you idiot, you got family, lim pay got no family. Sorry, I never use the word lim pay. Like I don't have family.
Okay.
Then the prospect will apologize to me. Then I say, oh, okay lah. Thank you for apologizing to me.
Guys,
I'm not saying that you all should try this because different energy, different aura also.
Different positioning. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but guys, you realize what Alvan's saying? Digital assets. So I've been on a course. I talk about producing digital assets. Because remember, 8 hours of consumption of content or interaction with you from a cold prospect to a ready buyer. Okay? If they meet you and they haven't even consumed a single minute of your content or interaction with you, guess what? You're going to have 3, 4, 5 appointments, right? To fight the sale and get the sale. But if they really consume 4 or 5 hours of your content, when they meet you, then it's a lot easier. Okay? So it's about digital assets. Okay? So for some of you, I know some of you, you're telling me you're trying to go for MDRT and you're like, I don't know, cannot breathe. Every day work 18 hours a day trying to get your fucking MDRT. You know what? That's the stupidest thing that I ever heard. Okay? Because guys, if you guys think it's only about hard work, start to think leverage. Okay? Because if you want hard work, go be a construction worker. They are the hardest worker and they physically and mentally doing that. okay, but they're not the richest. So start taking leverage. Okay, digital assets gives you that leverage. Okay, you can work. You see, all of you join financial advisory to get financially kind of financial freedom, to get time flexibility and all that stuff. But I see some of you are working longer and more harsh than the 8 to 5 employee outside. And that's sad to see. Okay, so start thinking of leverage, digital assets. Okay, that's going to give you in the long term. Okay, so some of you please start your questions in. Alvan, we have a question. Where are you, Vivian?
Yeah. So regarding regarding our advisory, right? Add a few words to the word advisory. Asset-based advisory. If you are advising your clients to buy into assets, in your current work today, are you getting assets for yourself? Wouldn't it be like the letter H? If you are every day telling client to buy assets, then you yourself are not acquiring assets. Doesn't mean that you need to start a YouTube channel, everyone. There's voice, there's materials, there will be video. And if you go and look at my YouTube recently, it's always this bloody background. Means I'm sitting in front of my Zoom camera and I'm just recording it and talking. And then that's it. Pay $5 and do something about it or whatever. Find a part-time fiber. You know, don't save all this money because it will save you time. Imagine before your client meet you, you say, hey, Mr. Client, why not you go and read this 3 video? Then after that, you go and ask me question after that. Then go into the actual call, in the actual discovery call. Then potentially they will want to do something with you.
Great, guys. Okay, so again, into XYC, this is what I teach. Build digital assets. Okay, and this is what Alvan is doing, and actually a lot of people in the agency. Some of you might know Imran, Fire with Im, Jareen Liu, all from IM. Okay, all from IM. CK Tan and stuff. Okay, so Alvan, let's answer a couple of questions. Okay, so Vivian have a question. Okay, Vivian's question is, how do you determine whether to get your client to do whether it's an ILP or a unit trust?
Wow, no way to determine until we really start that conversation. I feel many of time I feel that we are trying to answer questions that we're trying to answer trying to find answers from our clients in our mind. It will never work one, everyone. That's why you all will feel very exhausted. Today I was talking to one of my consultant, right? Do you know that the biggest skill for us, right, is not to talk more, is to actually talk less. The most powerful conversational skill is to have pause along the way. I don't know whether it helped by answering the question, but again, we will never know until the client knows that it is something that he wants. Okay, this is a very fundamental question. Everyone, can you help me to answer this question? Do you all think that investment is a need or a want? Everyone.
Interesting, guys. Do you think investment is a need or a want? Terrence, one. Joel, one. The rest is a need. Let's mix answers. Mix what? James Yo, one. Yvonne, need. Spencer, need. Carl, one. Mix. So
okay, if it's really a need, right, it will be like air and water. But if it's a want, right, it's basically when you are drowned in the ocean. That become, I want air and I do not want water. So when it comes to investment, right, can we let our clients feel that they are drowning? And the only decision, right, is to do investment with you, whether is it unit trust or ILP. Means it's always a want. It's like a need for Alvan to buy a car, right, is to own a Toyota car, right? But I'm pretty sure it's a want if I want to drive a Continental car. I cannot tell my wife it's a need because I'm pretty sure she knows that it's a want. So we have to compel our clients, right, to make decisions for themselves that is good for them, not what I think is good for them. You have to ask yourself what kind of conversation you are having. Okay, if all your question is asking me what can they buy, what should they get, and all this, right? Then are we compelling them enough to take financial actions for themselves? And while they are taking financial action for themselves, right, are we alongside with them making the decision? Because that's why the initial conversation was very important. I was an investor, and then I just happened to be a consultant. Ask me question, how will a great investor around the world do their own investment? Come and have this conversation with me. Then they will know that, hey, Alvan is not asking me to buy UT and ILP. Okay. Recently, someone asked me a question. This one probably will shock your mind. So, like for example, my company can sell pulsar, which is AXA. Then one of my consultant asked me, Alvan, do you believe in pulsar? Guess what is my answer, everyone? Yes or no?
Big no.
Who said that? Thank you, Vivian. Is it Vivian? Yeah, I think so. Precisely. I don't believe that the product make them money. I purely believe IAM and Alvan here make money for you. I don't care, is it pulsar, whatever it is agency you are. And if you can have this identity in you, you know that my client will tell me, Alvan, one day you leave, I go with you. Don't tell me stay at IAM. I say, yeah, that's the whole idea. If not, why I work so hard? I'm working for myself. I'm not working for IAM. I mean, yeah, I also working for IAM, but you all get what I'm trying to say.
This is sorry, I just want to say this is fucking powerful. I don't know if you guys can really understand this, but I think one of the call recently, I said, what's the difference between a client and a customer? And a customer is like, you go NTUC and Sheng Siong, they treat you like a customer. You buy their product, right? But you buy their product because a customer, right, buys because of the company. Whatever product that the company sells, the customer will buy. But here's the thing. I think some of us here got no issues going to cold storage if we need to buy water or going to somewhere else to buy something. Makes sense or not, right? This is what a customer is. A client, on the other hand, follows you because of your skill sets, your personality, and who you are as a person, and not the company. This is the reason why lawyers, financial advisors, if you are a chartered accountant, auditor, or partner, they will talk about clients and not customers. Makes sense, right? So I hope you can see the relation to what Alvan is saying, because what he's saying is, it's not about the product, right? It is about himself. It's about the identity that you guys carry. Okay, so I think there's something that, sorry, Alvan, I just want to cut in because I think this
no.
crazy. It's crazy value. Like really, it's about, like, most people don't get it. Most people think it's about the product. ILP charges high, blah 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 blah, right? But not rarely would we think about the identity of ourselves, right? And why our customers buy. Okay, totally different way of looking at it. So thanks, Alvan. And Vivian, hopefully answer your question, right? So instead of asking like, hey, should they get UT, ILP and all that stuff, right? Rephrase the question, what do they want? And if they want something, right, can we create a big enough problem such that the solution that you offer, whether it's UT or ILP, is one that's compelling enough for them? Makes sense, right? So think about how can you create that value in that situation rather than saying that what should we sell them? Okay, so this is a whole different reframe.
Another approach to, I think Edmund is saying that power statement or all this, right? I think another thing, sometimes I would tell my client, right? I won't say like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I would say that typically my clients, right, they invest forever, right? Typically my client, they are very patient, right? They are not into like every day up and down and up, you know. But if you are new to investment, I can understand. You can call me anytime you want. No worry, because Alvan hardly sleep. I can sleep at 1 a.m. then wake up at 6 and 7, and I still can run the whole day properly. No problem. You can call me. But over time, you need to get used to market volatility. Means the up and down. Because Mr. Warren Buffett say, if you cannot accept volatility in the stock market, right, you should not do the stock market. But yet he still say, if you don't use the stock market, right, you are potentially losing a lot of value in your money, whatever. Because cash is the worst asset that you can ever own in totality. So our statement is more like telling them, replying to Edmund's questions, right? It's like, who am I looking for as an ideal investor? I'm not looking for short-term investor. Like client tell me I want to invest 1 year. Then my analogy for them is, for example, today, right, you sow a seed, right, into the soil. Let's say, anyone like to eat durian? I love to eat durian, by the way. Okay. Some people not hate, some smile, some maybe no response, means you hate it. But it's okay. Different preference. Imagine, Mr. Client, you sow a seed onto the soil, right? Then every year, once you bear fruit, right, you go and chop it down and then plant another durian tree, is it? That is the kind of person you are, right, when you are trying to grow your money. But the real wealth creation, the real people that really grow their money, let's look at Jeff Bezos, let's look at Elon Musk. It took them 10, 20, many years to do it. If they keep going in and out of their industry, do you think that they will really make it to become one of the richest people in our planet Earth? No way. Then why are you not staying invested? Right? That's why to us, right, I think never get client in purely of return. Tell them that I'm here for you no matter what it takes. I'm here for you. Not to say you can call me 24/7. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm really here for you. Right? I want to make sure that at night you sleep, you won't panic. Right? You won't cry father, cry mother when the market losing money, etc. But if you do want to cry, it's okay. You can call me. You know why? Because I lose together with you. You can call me, we cry together. Something like that. Don't worry, lose money won't cry because lose too much already.
Okay. Good. Hey, thanks, Evan. This is great. Evan, so hopefully I answer your question. Right. I think in terms of like power statements or whether to call or one prospect or whatever it is, I think it's really more of which we'll learn because you just joined, but we should learn moving forward. It's about like positioning and qualifying your prospects. Right. It's a lot to do with that. Right. It's about pre-framing that at the start as well. Right. Hey, look, usually the people that are the people that invest with me. This is always the power phrase. Use a third party. Usually my clients that invest with me are people that usually invest forever. Why? Very simple. Blah, blah, blah. Reason A, reason B, reason C. Right? And all their stuff. Okay. So that's pre-framing at the start. Right. And Edmund, if you put it, and some of you, if you say this kind of things at the start, you probably position you a little bit differently from the rest of the advisors. Makes sense. Right? Where we talk about concept, blah, 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 blah. But you really position and the kind of people that you work with and what kind of people they are. Okay. So this is hope that answer your question. Aurela, one common objection for ILP is lock-in period. They know returns is good, but they feel turned off by the lock-in period of 13 years and all that stuff. Yeah. So Alvan, how do you deal with the lock-in period and all that stuff?
Think of it this way. Give an analogy. Old men like in their 50s, because of CPF regulation, they won't spend away and squander their money. The moment 55, right? Stupid men like us, they will do what? So why don't you consider lock-in? Lock-in is prudent. The government is so smart. If not, all this young chap, whoever are here, or the old chap here, we will be squandering all our money. Do you not know that? I mean, it's a phenomenon. So it's a genuine conversation that I will have with my client. To me, is the wealthy people like Rothschild, people like Rockefeller. Do you know that their wealth, right, is in the hundreds, 200s, 300s of years? Why is that? Are you learning your money principle from people that are not the billionaire, the millionaire? Are you learning your money principle from people that are on the street? What kind of advice you are getting? My advice is from people who are damn wealthy. I will never even get there, ladies and gentlemen. Really, I will not, because they are like 200-300 years ahead of us. Right? But at least I think I took the first step. potentially my surname maybe can last forward a bit. Potentially. That's why I'm doing like YouTube, drilling myself like every week doing it. Why? Because I want to pass down whatever that I learned over my life. And tell them, not telling them like, hey, lock-in is good for you. No, just refer to someone else, the wealthy, the richest people. You learn about making millions of dollars, not from poor people, right? Of course, don't use the word poor lah. You know what I mean? Right? Don't let them feel bad lah. But I'm speaking because in this community, it's all people, they are of the same kind. I just want to have a very direct and heart-to-heart conversation with you.
This is great. This is fucking great. Guys, you all hear that? Hey, I don't know if you all know about this strategy, but I don't know if you pick it up. Okay, but fucking hell, what Alvan is always doing, okay, every time objection thrown at him, he'll use someone else. That's why he'll use someone else, use third party, and he makes sure this third party is credible. Good strategy, correct or not? Because of instead of attacking the objection head on, you should use someone else. Hey, Warren Buffett 讲了，不是我. So you want to listen to Warren Buffett or listen to someone on the streets?
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, guys, let me share with you why this works. Why this will work. Because this is what we call credibility by association. Let me repeat, credibility by association. If you associate yourself with Warren Buffett, obviously not like a friend, but in terms of his so-called disciples or the principles that he's teaching, and this is what you do. By association, you have credibility. Makes sense, right? So guys, if today me and Lee Hsien Loong we take a picture together, and in my sales slide, I put the picture there, Eric Feng, Sanjay, then got Lee Hsien Loong beside me. I think credibility will probably go up just because of association. Maybe Lee Hsien Loong actually tell me, say that, hey, please work harder. You drop out of uni. That's not a good thing. Maybe he said that to me. But on the picture, based on association, the credibility will increase. Okay. So many guys get it because this is crazy. Third party is very, very, very strong. Very, very strong. Okay. Because it's not your words against their words. It's somebody that everybody know and respects their words. Okay, and we are merely kind of like messenger, kind of like, how do we sell that idea and all that stuff. Okay, guys, this is valuable. Okay, this third party shit is gold. Okay. So last question, I think. Okay, last question. So Carl is asking, Alvan, how would you advise a client, or how would you go around with analogies and stories, for people who haven't started to invest it? I'm not sure if you've met. I'm not sure if your clients are this profile. Okay. Yeah. How do you kind of like have the conversation? Anyway, guys, you'll hear the reframe. Alvan has never said, this is how I pitch, this is how I show the concept, this is how I show a presentation. He always say, this is the conversation I have with my clients. Now you guys realize, okay, it makes him feel more like a coach. So Alvan, can you share with us, how would you have that conversation with your client?
One of the reasons why I do not want or want to use the borrowed credibility, is because I don't want them to argue with me. Because remember I talked about, if you can win an argument, eventually you will most likely lose the case, right? Firstly is he cannot argue with Warren Buffett. He's not around. We are not accessible to him. Neither anyone that has passed away, let's say JP Morgan, whatever, right? And he will not think that I'm telling you that you should do this. I'm just telling you that this is how people have make it. I'm following. You want to follow or not? That's it. Right? So that I myself also will very detached of the whole entire conversation. If I keep telling you that you should do this, you should do that, then he say, no, I don't want. I should not. Then the whole conversation is like he's trying to argue with me. So the root of the root of the reason why am I not using my own opinion as much as I want, I do not want to be visible to my client other than physically, so that he will not take the hit on me or on us. You all get what I'm trying to say? Okay. And it's not very difficult. Just read enough and then tell them about that. So going to Carl's question, right? How would you advise a client? Okay, question here is, have you ever asked your client how do they come to the conclusion of why they do not want to invest? Instead of straight on asking them, you should invest, you should invest, you should invest. Okay, sorry, this is like a repeated pattern because it's always a conversation with my client. The moment they come out with something, then I will ask them that, how do you come to a conclusion? Okay, and the thing is, try not to use the word why. Would that be possible? Reason behind it, if I say, why do you come to this conclusion, right? Do you know that when I use the word why, right, it's very defensive. Why are you like that? You will start, the client will want to work out and fight with you already. So I will use, so basically in all your conversation with your client, don't use the word why. Means, how do you come to a conclusion of you not investing today? And I will specifically use the word today, everyone. Do you notice that I use the word today in front of my client? I will ask them, today's conversation is to basically help you make decision that is good today. So ask me question, right, that you can start investing today. And I will like literally tell them in front of their face. I won't stop one. Because it's compelling them to take an action today. So going to the same process, how do they come to this conclusion of not investing? How, if you can unmute yourself, is there any reason why or how? Sorry, I should not use the word why.
Like, is there a reason why your prospects, or rather what kind of conclusion your prospect came about, just such that they don't want to invest or want to...
Some tells me it's risky. I think most tells me it's risky lah. That's it.
Okay, so assuming, okay, let's think of the particular client that you are referring to. Let's say one that, remember that image in your mind. He say he's risky. What is he doing at this moment that is not risky? Just one client, because like too many already. Just think of the client that you are referring to into this particular conversation.
You mean in terms of the money?
No, like if he say it's risky, right? So what have he done at this moment? Have he tried investing or not? He lost money. He haven't lose money.
No, haven't lose money.
Haven't lose money. Okay. Haven't lose money means haven't started or started already, just haven't lose.
Haven't taken the first step.
Or haven't taken the first step. How old is he or she, by the way?
This one was 40.
40. Okay. Sometimes people in our 40s, we might need to ask them, have you seen examples of people investing and not making it? Because when they say no to us, it may not be they are not investing. They probably see things like, my dad invested, then went into debt, a lot of problem and went bankrupt. Could be. Or my uncle invested, lose a lot of money. Have we went into the, like I say, emotion, when it comes to assuring clients, right, it's not being logical, everyone. It's emotional. Have we touched the root of the problem? Whether they invested or not, they lose money or not, what instrument they are using is the emotion that they are carrying in their heart. Because they are not trying to logic whether investment is good for them. Because they have a mental image. What if your client have a mental image that the uncle went into investment and then jumped off the building and passed away? Then to him, it's like, shit, this is damn risky. I will never touch investment. I don't know. These are extremes. I'm talking about extremes. But these are real conversations I'm having, by the way. We have to ask those kind. Okay. So I'm not saying that what we are saying, I'm trying to give you a process that we want to help our client get out of their emotion baggage. Would that help you? Yeah. Does it make sense? I mean, in a sense.
Yes, it does.
So guys, this is next level. Guys, this is next level. Okay, this is really about asking, really going to the emotional baggage, right? I hope you guys can see the trend, or rather can see the linkage. Why we take actions is based on emotions, right? Now, if the emotions are not in the right state, we will never take actions. Make sense? And therefore, right, if today the emotional baggage and the emotional state that we are in is investment is bad because my dad told me that he lost 300K before and he keep getting burned. So because of that, I will never take action because I have that emotional attachment to that, right?
Yeah.
So if you can answer the logic, then this means in order to identify this first, you need to identify this first. And secondly, ask about what was the reason why they had this image. And then question, is that true in reality, right? Because what they feel and what they think might not be true in reality. Makes sense. Okay. So guys, this is where I talk about, this is really a bit about sales. And I talk about sales and this is what our coach, Alvan and I, our coach Mel, also talk to us about this. Talk about emotional states. Buying and selling, sales is about getting into a emotional state, a good state for them to buy. So I always give this example, right, guys? And you guys type in the chat box. If today, okay, all of you have not been eating for 3 days, you guys are starving for 3 days. No food for 3 days, okay? If you see a chicken rice store, $2.50, okay, what will you guys do? Come, type inside the chat box. You guys have never eaten for 3 days. You guys are starving. See a chicken rice store. What do you
I
guys
won't
do?
even sell you 250. I'll sell you 250, guys.
Then please, guys, will I say even if it's $10 per plate, you guys will still buy? Yes, right? If you guys 3 days are starving. Now, reason is very simple. You see, did the chicken rice uncle or auntie even try to sell you a chicken rice or not? Did they pitch to you? Probably not, right? But the reason is very simple, because you are already in a ready state to buy that plate of chicken rice. When people don't buy, people don't listen, it's because they are not in a good state. I give you an example. Your client your prospect meet you, just quarreled with the husband, almost had a breakup. What kind of state do you think they are in? Do you think they'll be in a good state to buy it? Probably not, right? Probably not. So this is what Alvan is trying to say, right? And Kyle hopefully can see that, right? It's about they are in that state, emotional state of like having a bad attachment to investing, right? So identify that for them, and then what is it really true or not? How can you put them in the good state for them to buy? Okay, so this is kind of like the overall thing, okay, Terrence, and all their stuff. Okay, Alvan, you got you still got maybe 3 more minutes or so.
Can.
Okay, guys. Last question. Joel is asking, one common issue he has is clients that are active investors constantly trade using online platform. Do you rule these kind of clients out as a whole when you're looking to qualify your clients or prospects?
What do you mean by rule this? I mean, like don't
don't
do it.
Yeah.
Okay, to me is yes and no, depending on how open-minded they are. Honestly speaking, I do have my own trader friends, right? They will put money with me purely not because I'm good, because I just tell them, hey, 你是我朋友对不对? Just put money now. I mean, there's no intention to sell. I basically tell him, hey, you better do something. You need to help me. I don't care. But of course, they also can do that to me. You understand the rationale? Right? So to me, I think that we should not put so much effort on them. Okay, there's 2 groups of people that I personally do not want to have any conversation about advisory. First group, property agents. The moment I see property agent, I don't even spend my time there. Why? Because they have the same conviction that property is the best asset, right? They are trying to sell that conviction, right? Then don't just be friend, don't make sure don't need them to invest one. Because it's very hard to fight with conviction. Both instruments are good. Best is both lah. Open-mindedness is both. But not everyone is like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So to me is that bulk of the business should not spend most of your time into. Then the second group is business owner. I also don't want to pitch to them investment. Why? Because if you all understand, right, business owner ROI is the fastest. They put 100,000, maybe they can earn a 200,000, 300,000, 2 to 3 times their money.
Yes.
In a matter of fact, but if you have very close contact with them, realizing that such business take months for you to get that kind of money from them, right? Then it's really an ongoing conversation. That's why early on I shared Jairus, he's like 27 years old, holded 3 months in March, right? He actually acquired 100,000 FYP, premium. One of the high net worth client that he managed to got in touch, right? Give him a monthly premium of 6,000 plus every month. And he's only 27 years old. Of course, I need to help him, need to back him up. And the client is 55 years old. It's technically his father's age. So what I'm trying to say is, you might not be able to do it alone. You might need to do it as a collective effort, so that it positions you better also. If you're talking to people that are actively trading, right?
Guys, you guys get it, okay? So hopefully I answer your question, Joel. Okay. And anyway, Joel, thanks for your question and thanks everybody for asking. But Alvan got to go for his appointment. Okay, I held him back. Okay, but guys, can we just thank Alvan? If you guys gotten value, yes. Can we just thank Alvan for it? Can you just like type the chat box? Can you just thank Alvan for his precious time? Okay, because this guy got a family and all the other stuff. Okay, please thank Alvan for this. Alvan, really thank you for spending your time here with us. Okay, guys. And guys, please don't fuck off right now. Don't you dare to leave the Zoom chat right now. Okay, please go to your Zoom Slack right now. Do your Slack right now, because Alvan would like to see third party, not me. Alvan would like to see what are some of the takeaways that you guys had. Okay, so go to coaching sessions. For those of you who are new here, go to Slack coaching sessions. Go over here, click on reply in thread. Hey, whoever don't click on reply in thread, I'll kick you out of the Slack channel. Okay, click on reply in thread, then go under here and type. Okay, fine. Okay, go and type down what is, Alvan covered a lot of things, so feel free to talk more. But minimally, what is the one thing you've seen on heard that is so important to you, and how are you going to apply it? Okay, do it right now. Okay, no, I want to see. Alvan want to see. Third party strategy good.
Yeah.
Okay, come type inside the Zoom chat right now. I mean, rather the Slack channel. Okay, type in the thread. Okay, what is the one thing they've seen or heard? Why is it important to you, and how are you going to apply this? Okay, come. Don't fucking get lazy on me. I know some of you don't want to do it. Alvan, like us last time, lazy to type it in.
Don't like that lah. I hardly come in one time. You all do for me.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, come. I think they got a lot of value. I think they're taking a lot of time. Okay, so Terrence, biggest one for him. Ask questions to find the root cause. You really understand the reason why you're saying this. Try use this method instead of going head on top of objection handling. Good. Read up more and use third-party credibility validation. Great. Okay. Phoebe, how do you come to a decision or conclusion that you don't want to invest today? Wow. Guys, just that one question could change a lot of things. Phoebe, good one. Good takeaway. Aurelia, objection handling for robo-advisors and investing on their own. This is great. Why is it important to you? Because it can't this objection a lot. It is very funny. Okay, good one, Aurelia. Okay, start to reply like Alvan. Yeah, great. Guys, you all need to understand the way that we do sales, as because we are younger in the industry versus somebody that is very experienced, like in terms of trading and coaching and all that stuff. It's very, very different. Okay, Spencer, effective conversation skills, Alvan uses. Yeah, use how, not why. Good. Carl, selling based on emotions. Don't use why in your convo, don't fight your client's opinion. Yeah, and Spencer and Carl, by the way, Alvan, Spencer and Carl are also, I think in their 30s, father.
Yeah, you told me about them.
I told you about them, right? Yeah, amazing people. Okay. Yeah. Edmund. So Alvan, like I think maybe next time you can share them about time management, because I think having kids is a whole new thing. You talking about the running at 70% and then at the certain intensity. Edmund, always have a good conversation with clients. Yeah, always have a conversation. Leverage on social credibility. Good. And Edmund, for fuck's sake, can you put a profile pic on your on your Slack. Okay, I know you're new. Okay, please put it. Okay, Joel, key takeaway, how to look up for root cause instead of answering back the objection. Great. Okay, allow me to understand how you gonna apply this. Okay, close more quality clients. Fucking fantastic. Jia Hui, find out about real investment concerns to figure out potential reason. Fix. Yep. I think Jia Hui was like, anyway, Jia Hui was like nodding her head all the time. All the last 90 minutes. She's like intensely. I keep seeing her. She like everything you say. She's like, yeah, never hear before that. Which is true. Your shit is good. Okay, Jasper, never go appointment. Try to prove our opinion. Yep. Hey guys, this is really the basic thing, right? You had never had somebody buy. You won't have somebody that will willingly buy from you when you disagree with this person. Yeah, it's very hard. That's why you say don't just avoid the the argument. Okay. Okay, come the rest continue typing. Okay, but ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our masterclass. Right. Guys, can you just feedback? Okay, was it good or not? I just want to know so that we know and firstly give Alvan some good booster and see whether we doing right. Is it good? Come, guys. Some love. Yeah, give some love. Is it good? Like, you guys find this valuable? Okay, I know you guys spend your time here, and so did Alvan. You know, very busy guy, and it's not easy to get someone like Alvan. It's really not easy to get someone like Alvan with that kind of experience and kind of credibility. Okay, great, guys. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end. So Alvan, thank you so much for your time, buddy. Really, thank you so much. I'm very grateful for this. Okay, and for the rest of you, hope you guys have a lot of value. Most importantly, everybody, please listen up. Don't just fucking listen and just consume content. In your next appointment, that one thing that you want to apply, just that one thing, try it out. Okay, because if you only put it in your Word document inside here, nothing will happen. Okay, so I want you guys to have all these results. Okay, now to end off, we're going to take a screenshot. Okay, my screen too big and there's too many of you. Take a boomerang. Okay, I need to probably go all the way at the back. Take it. Okay, come. So guys, let's take a. I'll take a screenshot. Okay, so you guys just post. Okay, count on 1, 2, 3. I'll just take a screenshot. Okay, ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, fantastic. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Alvan. Thank you. See y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.